Mistakenly Yours is the latest romantic comedy from Laju Iren Films and directed by Stevens. So how did the film do overall, and were my predictions from the trailer correct? Let's get into it. Mistakenly Yours is a 2024 Nollywood film about a woman named Bamigo who finds herself in serious trouble when she dumps her cheating, abusive boyfriend during her younger sister's wedding, with her impatient family expecting to finally meet her potential husband. With the pressure to marry getting worse for her, she begs the next handsome gentleman she sees to pretend to be her boyfriend for the event. And that bachelor happens to be the young minister named MB, who's unhappily just been assigned to the Lagos branch of his church. Unhappily because he wants to serve as the parish pastor in the Ikorodu branch, where he feels his work is more needed and meaningful. Alas, the overseeing church board will not allow him because he's not married. When his mentor, Reverend Frank, sends him to the wedding with a gift, he gets swooped into the ruse by Bamigo. But after the event, it's all supposed to be over. Until MB gets a bright idea. Tell the board he's engaged to Bamigo, and then wait until the board is ready to move MB right back to Ikorodu like he wanted. Once he gets Bamigo on board, they both face the harsh realities of life and ministry, bringing them closer and closer and closer and closer until... I did a trailer reaction to this movie and made some predictions, and I am glad to say I was spot on. I'm gonna talk about what I loved, what I thought could use some improvement, and I'm gonna share what I thought was the standout performance and who I thought was the standout performer in the entire film. Let's get into it. This film is really colorful, but not so much that it's overpowering the entire film. It was just enough. And I know that Stevens films have been colorful in the past. Saw that with Breaded Life, saw it a little bit with Sista as well. So it was really nice kind of seeing that touch with this film because it really needed it. For a film that covers topics like love, forgiveness, redemption, it was really good to see that visual aspect that kind of pushed this idea of life and light. So really good marriage there with the coloring and the film. Well done. The pacing of this film was excellent as well. I can only really describe it as like skipping rocks. It hit at just the right moments. So you didn't feel like it dragged on too long at any point in the film. It just hit right at the right moment. It's almost like it was rhythmic, or it just followed a beat. I know it sounds like I'm starting to make up concepts right now, but trust me, you have to watch the film to really get it. It's really well done. It flows so naturally. There are no wasted scenes. Every scene is used to move the story forward. It's just really good pacing. And yes, the music. Oh my gosh, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like all of the music that was used in this film were all originals. And if that's the case, for me, it's like hitting two birds with one stone. You have a fantastic movie and a melodious soundtrack that's showcasing even more talent beyond what's on screen. Oh my gosh, and guys, I love Reverend Frank. He's such an authentic character, straight to the point, no nonsense, but you know, was able to tell a joke here and there. I've noticed as well that Laju Iren has this way of writing very likable, like irresistibly likable adults. I saw the same thing in Loving Amanda with Ugochukwu's parents, and it was just really a blast watching that element play out in Reverend Frank this time, so it was really good. And the love story, just like I predicted, it did not disappoint. It was just a slow build that was just so lovely to watch. There's even this one scene where I almost stood up and just gave them an applause. Like, it was just so clever, so cute, so quirky. I loved it. So now I'll talk about things that I feel like could be improved or done just a little bit differently. Sound. Now, sound is difficult. Even with my videos here on YouTube, I understand what I go through trying to find the right sound, set the right tone, so when you're watching my video, you take it the right way. In this film, we had a lot of great sound. However, I felt like there were some great opportunities for sound that were not taken. So for example, there was that first scene with P Fizz and MB. I felt like that was a great opportunity to have some non-diegetic music, something funny, quirky, but there's nothing there. And I was like, we want the tone, we want to set the tone. Then I felt like there were some interesting choices made with the sounds following that scene. And then there were moments where I didn't really want to hear somebody singing lyrics in the music. I just wanted to hear the music and just kind of get the tone from just hearing the instruments. So sometimes it was a bit distracting. However, there was one particular song during MB's first flashback that was excellent. I went back and watched it again. I loved that scene. So there were some hits and misses, I feel like, with the sound in this film. But again, sound is difficult. And if you don't have a lot of time as well, sometimes just the last thing you kind of think about. So anyways, I felt like if they had more time, maybe they could have worked on the sound a little bit more. Okay, I've been waiting for this moment. First of all, I have to give my flowers to all of the actors. You guys did fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Especially Chinon So. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I'm so sorry. Please have mercy on me. But you did a fantastic, fantastic job. She played Bimigo with so much poise and class. It was a very honest performance and it was a very beautiful performance. So fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. But I have to say that the standout star in this film was definitely Stan Inze as MB. Oh my gosh. I think I wasn't really expecting it because I know him more for his comical persona right here on YouTube. But seeing him in this role, oh my gosh, it was mind-boggling. I could talk about so many things, guys. His physical acting, his facial expressions, his tone of voice. There was this one scene, golden scene, where MB is talking to Bimigo about his past. Guys, if I could lift that scene and break down to you the genius of this thespian, I would. But put a very strong warning at the beginning of this film. It does not allow me to do that. But man, it deserves a detailed study. What Stan was able to do for that scene, see, you really can't, there must have been a pathway made to that level of pain in your real life before you can't just read words on a script and then be able to pull that kind of performance out. No way. And I'm not saying that Stan went through what MB went through or anything like that. Maybe he had a perfect life. I have no idea. I'm just trying to paint a picture of how good, how talented of an actor you have to be to have pulled off that scene that way. Absolutely outstanding. Overall, Mistakenly Yours is a colorful expression of African beauty, intelligent storytelling, and outstanding music and acting talent with a strong Christian message about love, redemption, and forgiveness. The only thing, guys, is that this movie is not yet available for streaming, but it will be soon, and when it is, I will put the link to it down below in the description box. Make sure you check that out. Guys, there is so much more I could have said about this film, about the wisdom of life scattered throughout the film. What about the representation, good representation of pastors in this film, or the nod to the nuances of pastoring teenagers in this day and age? There's so much I could have said, but click on the video beside me so you can watch more faith-based media reviews just like this, and I will see you next time in a new video. Bye!